else. So they've developed, and this is according to the news media, they've developed a standard line, and we can't let them get away with it. Oh, it's dangerous. Oh, everybody's going to die. It's actually just the opposite. Everybody's going to live. This is just the opposite. And I just want you to know, if you see anything negative put out by Democrats, it's all a con job. And they said, and they compared it to just like the con job of Russia, 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 and all of the other things they did. The 51 intelligence agents said, and the laptop from hell, it came from Russia, they said. No, it didn't come. A lot of things come from Russia. That didn't come from Russia. And it was all proven out to be a fake job, and that's what they're doing with this. So we just have to look forward, fellas, look forward and just say what it is, because it's the most popular bill ever signed in the history of our country.
Dear Democrats, if you've watched this far, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and write your thoughts in the comments.
The military or anybody else, this is the most popular bill ever signed. Their hatred of either the country or me or both is so great. They didn't vote at all, and it's terrible. But I just have to say, they have a routine. It's terrible, they say. Terrible, terrible. You saw that guy standing up for hours yesterday. He didn't know what he was even doing there. I say, when's he sitting down? He had a towel. He's wiping his face. That's not too elegant. But what is he? I said, what is he doing for so long? And he couldn't criticize the bill. He was criticizing everyone else and everything else. So they've developed, and this is according to the news media, they've developed a standard line, and we can't let them get away with it. Oh, it's dangerous. Oh, everybody's going to die. It's actually just the opposite. Everybody's going to live. This is just the opposite. And I just want you to know, if you see anything negative put out by Democrats, it's all a...
Mr. President, this is the gavel we use to enact the big, beautiful bill, and I want you to have that for your...
And his focus was, of course, on delivering a rescue plan to help address the economic damage it was causing and to help get all sorts of equipment out to people, whether it was tests or masks or things to help people address and prevent them from getting COVID. That was his focus. He also signed a giant bill into law that addressed the country's infrastructure needs, something way overdue. Remember the infrastructure week that was in Trump's first term, seemingly every week? Well, Joe Biden actually did it. And then he passed another law that tackled inflation and the climate crisis. He was trying to answer questions, trying to address the COVID crisis, but also address problems he had long wanted to solve. Outdated infrastructure in our country, the need to do more for the climate. Those were clear questions. That's what they were trying to do. In every case, and more cases than those, presidents identified problems that were impacting huge, broad swaths of the country. And then they worked with Congress to try to solve them. Which brings me to a big unanswered question about Donald Trump's big ugly bill, which now heads to his desk after passing by the narrowest of margins this afternoon. What exactly is the problem this legislation is trying to solve? What exactly did Donald Trump and his team sit in a room and think, you know what, we have two houses of Congress, we have the White House, we're going to try to solve this big problem? Republicans have never even tried to answer that question, not coherently at least. But looking what is in the bill, it's pretty clear to me that the problem they were seeking to address is, I guess, that the wealthy in this country have too little and they pay too much in taxes and the poor have too much. It's the only thing that makes sense. And yeah, that question and focusing your big legislative priorities on answering that question is completely at odds with the often repeated theory that Donald Trump is somehow a champion of working people. I mean, we have all, probably everybody watching right now, I definitely do, have all long known that this is a farce. But now, with his signature legislation headed to his desk, there should be no doubt. Trump is no populist. A populist doesn't kick 17 million people off their health care coverage. Populist doesn't take food stamps away from millions of people. Populist doesn't fund a massive immigration enforcement army with a budget bigger than many of the world's militaries. And a populist definitely doesn't do all of that while also giving over $4 trillion in tax cuts to corporations and the wealthiest people in the entire country. This is Donald Trump's signature piece of legislation. It's the chance he had, as president, to solve a problem in this country at a time when, by the way, real problems need a lot of solving. Many people who voted for him were betting he was going to do something to help them. And yet those are the people who voted for him, who sent him to the Oval Office, many of whom will be hit the hardest by this legislation. I mean, Trump made huge electoral gains in counties with lots of voters on Medicaid, probably in part because he explicitly pledged never to cut Medicaid. Well, he just broke that promise to all those voters. And some of them don't even know it yet. Some of them still have no idea what Trump and Republicans in Congress have just done. Polling shows that many Americans have not even heard about this giant bill at all. And of those who have, only a sliver know it includes Medicaid cuts. And that is definitely a challenge for Democrats. And we're going to talk about that with a few of my guests tonight because it kind of is the question now. But here's the thing. The more people learn about what is in this bill, the less they like the bill and all the components of it. And the people who do know what is in the bill are pissed.
In Danville today, people voiced.
If you've watched the video up to this point, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and write your thoughts in the comments.
Just think about it. On July 4th, one of the most symbolic days of this country, while people are eating hot dogs and watching fireworks, this man gets up and signs that huge, big, beautiful budget bill that will empty the pockets of the entire country and fill the pockets of the billionaire crowd. And he calls it maybe beautiful for the Wall Street lobby. But what's left for you and me? They take your health insurance, your votes, food stamps, and manipulate the tax brackets so that it's heaven for the rich and hell for you. Then they come out and say no one will die, everyone will lie. Come on, Trump, no one asked you to play God anyway. If you say no one will die, there is definitely something fishy going on. And those in the know understand that. Remember, just last election, this guy was shouting from the podium, I love the poorly educated. Why? Because he knows that the more ignorant they are, the easier they are to manipulate. He is doing the same thing today. He says everyone who criticizes the law is lying. It's a con job. It's a con job. All right, but why are you cutting Medicaid then? Is the help of 17 million people a lie? Let's set that aside. People are carrying signs at rallies saying Trump is a working class hero. That's a huge lie. A working class hero doesn't steal workers' health insurance. Come on, they are even calling Mike Johnson over to give him a gavel as a gift. That gavel is the symbol of Congress. Are you that subservient? We talked about checks and balances, but the checks are gone and the balance is in Trump's pocket. Ridiculous. Now I ask you, what problem does Trump solve with this law? The hunger problem, health, education, no. The rich have a tax problem and we're so sorry. He solved that and the people still haven't woken up. But the good news is people are taking to the streets. There are protests. They are doing dance, showing the truth in people's face with tombstones. And this is just the beginning. If you will watch this video this far, leave a blue heart below so we know there are others who think like you and promises me this. We won't let this law This betrayal be forgotten. We'll shove it in everyone's face. Come on, what do you think? Write in the comments.